What's going on, guys? As you can see, this gun is way too big for me to do it on tabletop. I have here with me the A&K M249 Paratrooper edition. One of the biggest differences between this and other A&K saws is it has a shorter inner barrel and comes with a retractable stock. This gun retails for $360, and included with it is a 2,500 round drum. This is sound winding, and so it will automatically wind itself when it hears you firing the gun. The microphone is located right here. This gun also takes standard M4 style mags in the mag port on the left side. This makes it very easy if, say, you wanted to grab a mag from a friend using a gun in the field, or if you're poor like most of us and do not want to buy another round drum. The gun also includes or features a 4-position carry handle, a retractable bipod with 3 positions, and a quick change spring system. In order to access it, all you have to do is remove this back plate with the stock, and you can swap out the springs for different fields and different environments, say going from CQB to field use. This gun shoots around 380 with .2 BBs, so right now, out of the box, it's designated for field use. In order to access the hop-up, all you have to do is pull out this mechanism right here and just adjust this dial right here. In order to close it, what we want to do is make sure you move the imitation charging handle back and just close it back in. Just like that. In order to access the battery compartment, what you're going to want to do is move it onto its back. Get this out of the way. And you're going to want to move the bipod out of the way and just take the handguard. This seems a little weird. Bring it up and out this way. And you can see here, this is a small type. It takes butterfly batteries. You know, a much easier time fitting them right in here. I have a 9.6 600 milliamp battery. Works great in this gun, it has a good fire rate. In order to put the handguard back in, you're just going to slide it in like back here. There's a little tab right here for locking into place. Just take that tab down, apply a little pressure, and it will snap back into place and you're good to go. Another interesting feature about this gun is how quickly you can switch out the front inner barrel. Let's say if we didn't want this to be the length, the inner barrel of a Paratrooper, and instead we wanted to make it like the standard saw, all we would have to do is take the gun, see this little knob right here, spring loaded. So we're first going to take off the heat shield, and then we're just going to press down on it, and the barrel sheath is just going to come right out, and with it, the inner barrel. So as you can see here, the hop-up is all metal. Inner barrel comes standard brass. And if you wanted to, if you had an issue getting the handguard off, you could just access the battery right here. In order to put it back in, we're just going to take the inner barrel, make sure that we know where the hole is facing. The hole is going to want to face this way on the gun because of where the mag well is. So we're just going to stick it back in, make sure it lines up, is nice and tight, and all we're going to do is we're just going to take the barrel sheath and we're just going to slide it back in, ensure everything's lined up, just put some pressure on it, and it should snap right back into place, assuming you did it right. Just like that. Now we're just going to take the heat shield, put it back on. Alright, let's go ahead and give this a try. Mag is on sound control. Sight is adjusted for elevation. Let's see what this can do. Damn. And we can test it out with standard mags. Test this puppy out with regulars. That is insane. Damn. That thing packs some heat. If anyone's curious, this is not footage of the saw. This is with an F2000. It's some double footage earlier in the year. But the gun itself performs beautifully when it's working. And it's almost always working. Mind you, it's brand new. Any problems that would arise are probably not going to arise from like a year down the road. I mean, everything's metal except for the hand guard, the heat guard, and the motor grip. Other than that, the whole thing's a alloy. Performs beautifully. It's nice and strong. Weighs about 15 pounds. And this is surprisingly light for an LMG. You'd think you'd be lugging around like a giant weight. Like an M240 Bravo. I've used one before. Thing's massive. It's heavy. The saw was very easy to carry around. And it delivered surprising firepower. The fire rate wasn't as fast as I was hoping with a 9.6 fully charged. That's not necessarily a bad thing. If you factor in that you're firing 2,500 rounds at that fire rate sustained, and the gun does sustained fire very well, that's a lot more than 2,500 when it really comes down to it. You're going to be laying down plenty of suppressive fire before you have to reload. And when the standard mags, the M4 mags, are working, that's another plus. They're a little finicky. A drum mag would honestly be better, but it gets the job done. The mag I was using was totally broken, so the fact that it got down more than 3 rounds was impressive in of itself. In terms of accuracy, the gun performed flawlessly. The spread was very tight, especially with that barrel length. You'd think that would be an issue, but the gun performed like an LMG with like a 600mm barrel, and it's in a much smaller package. It weighs a lot less. But $360, you really can't beat it. The only issue I can see arising from this gun is because all airsoft guns, all AEGs eventually break down, is parts. The bucking's proprietary, the hop-up is fairly proprietary. If you need anything, you're going to have to really go hunting for parts. Assuming this gun doesn't break down and is properly maintained, you could get a good amount of use out of it. It's definitely built for the position it's taking.